Hey, I'm ElusiveKev, Mr. Car, and welcome back to MotoGP 17 and the Rider Careers. Patrick McDonald started rolling on the Interwetten machine, but now he has switched to Red Bull KTM IO team. Can he get off to a winning start? The second visit to Spain in Barcelona. So here we are in Spain for the second time this season. But on a very different bike is Patrick McDonald. He has switched to KTM. Team we were considering joining at the beginning of the season, but you start with Interwetten. They did a very good job, especially in the last couple of rounds in France and Italy. And now it's time to switch to KTM. I've been having the best relationship with Thomas Alluti, as you can get on better with Brad Binder and Miguel Oliveira's title rival, of course. Hopefully they don't clash the next 6 races. But let's see if we can get off to a good start here with his 2 qualifying efforts around this circuit there, Barcelona-Catalunya. And already getting the wheel out of shape. A very tricky circuit on a motorbike. Lots of flowing corners. It's actually pretty nice to ride on a motorbike compared to even an F1 car driving round. Much better to race round as well. But it's not as fun as Jerez. But this circuit has been very good to Patrick McDonald. Spain has been very good to Patrick McDonald. Always seems to do well in the main country for Grand Prix motorcycle racing at the moment. There's Ika down in his home round. We go through Campsa, 3rd gear, over the hill, blind corner, blind apex. Just got to trust you slow down enough and get the bike into that apex. That's what you do into the hairpin. That's nicely done from Patrick McDonald. It's probably the best he's ever done it in his career. Now you go wide into the right hander. And then you've got the F1 Mickey Mouse section. Just thankfully not going to be around much longer. For the motorbikes at least. Unfortunately for the F1 cars, they do have to go around that. So go out the final corner. That's nice and smooth that from Patrick McDonald. He's first on the KTM. And it's going to be a 48.4. That was a very good lap time. Let's see if he can even better on his second effort. At least that felt very good. He gets the bike nice and smooth in the first couple of corners. And look at half a second up in just 2 corners. So you go through the long turn 3, definitely not flat out on a motorbike. Just got to pick your point when you want to nail the throttle. That's the same for most of the corners around there. It's a lovely circuit to ride around, especially when you have the proper last 2 corners. To go into the left hand and nicely switched onto that corner. He's hitting apexes for run round there. Has lost a couple of tenths compared to the previous lap, but still he's up. He's in the red on the orange and blue bike. There's some nice speed carry through Campsa as well as you go down the back straight down to the corner where we could see some overtaking. That's again losing around half a tenth, and that sets up nice and smooth on the exit. Patrick McDonald is flying round here. Short shifts up to 3rd, get a smooth exit, and down the second as you go downhill. Again, this might be a section where someone might try and make a move as he misses up the final chicane. No. Let's go for the final corner slightly wide. A smooth enough exit onto the front stretch. It's not going to be faster, is it? 48.7. But it doesn't matter. It's his first. That was fast. So that was nice and smooth. And as you saw in that second out, he's still got lots of time in the bank as well. As he beats the home here by Alex Marquez 2 pole by less than a tenth. Or a second, around a tenth of a second ahead of Mattia Passini. Had a great battle with in Mugello last time out. Then we got Morbidelli in 4th, leading a second right ahead of Luti, his ex-teammate, and his current teammate Miguel Oliveira in 6th. Then Baldassari, Nakagami, Shirota with Savi ran out of top 10 on his Tech 3. As you look further down the order. Where is the other team? Brad Binder in 25th, leading the 9th round of Lonnie Hernandez and Edgar Pons, with Ika right at the back. So let's see what Patrick McDonald can do on his debut with KTM. As we look at this Moto2 grid, with Orange still at the top on pole. And his first ride with the KTM. As you look further down the order, Salda topped, and you've got Quartararo in the 5th row. Axel Pons leading the 6th row of Isaac Vinales as well. Another home hero in 18th. Then you've got Jorge Navarro in 20th, Edgar Pons in 27th, but Ika right at the back as well. Lots of Spaniards in the field. But it's all about the Kenyan who you want to win, as we rev up the engine, wait for the lights to appear. And go out for this 6-lap race. A nice smooth start for Mackie D, but now Alex Marquez on his Mark VDS machine will get the slipstream on this run to the first corner. They outbrake McDonald, he's looking down the inside, so is Passini, so is Oliveira, and look at this, he's been almost overrun, but he survives into third, head of the Mark VDS boys of Morbidelli, now the championship leader, and Alex Marquez. And now the title was going side by side in turn 3 on the first lap. But it's the veteran Matteo Passini who leads. He's definitely got that feeling of the last race in Mugello. Let's see if we cross the line in first though. We've got a long way to go in this 6-lap race. And McDonald already barging his teammate out of the way of Oliveira. Going very slow into the left-hander. Lord having none of it. So he goes into the left-hander, uphill. He's in the wheel tracks off Passini. Looking into counters, he takes a very wide line, does the Italian. Well, he's got a good exit onto this back straight. They will the KTM have the slipstream and into the left-hander. Doesn't look like it. There's Olivier clips McDonald. Bit of payback from the Portuguese rider, but that just drops him back down to 5th behind the Mark VDS riders. Marquez in 3rd, Morbidelli 4th. Now Oliveira in 5th. There's all that wheel spinning up. So he goes through the final chicane. Again, the wheel spinning slightly on the exit there, getting the power down. There we go, down the front stretch. Oh, beautiful exit. He's going to get some solid slipstream heading into the first corner. The second lap. No doubt Passini did the fast out in that opening lap. Can he outbrake the Italian into the first corner? They're side by side and he gives way. McDonald leads in Spain. With Marquez in 3rd. Now let's see if McDonald can get away from Passini. What a debut. I think it's like helicopter pilot again, just hovering over the midsection of the track. It's all a bit wide. They exit up the right hand and now into the left. Very slow, but look at that, really strained up that corner. Got a nice smooth exit early on the power. That's how into the left braking zone, very tricky for that corner. Always feels like the rear tyre's dragging over some Tic Tacs, or blue Tetra, so you know, there's many pins, should we say. It's like it's bursting that rear tyre, but it just holds on somehow. So now he cruises into the left-hand hairpin. Or pin tax. Is that how you say it? We've got Alex Marquez up the second of Passini. Hero not wanting to see McDonald get away and win his home race. That's a bit wide again, rear tyre all over the place. Now break himself into the chicane and look at Marquez barging his way by. It's for the final corner. Now wheel to wheel. So go down the front stretch. KTM versus Calix Mark VDS versus the Vacci KTM effort. So far it looks like KTM was winning, but now Marquez will dive into the first corner, but Menard just holds on to the lead on this 3rd lap. Looks like we've got the young guns having another battle. With Passini in 3rd, the veteran's been knocked back. But he's holding Morbidelli off the podium places, which is very good for the championship. It's like helicopter pilots finally figure out how to ride and fly that helicopter. Instead of just hovering in the middle section, and it's like. This goes into the left, McDonald have to block the inside, it feels like. As that's Marcus applying the pressure here. The home crowd giving a few extra tenths maybe. As he's half a second behind. This is perhaps not the KTM he expected to battle with. After he left Italy. Came here to Spain. And you can see there is that. He got to over the back straight now. Will he be seeing a move into this left-hand hairpin? He will not. And this time McDonald's held off Marcus. But he's still right there. And performing much better than his teammate. As well, having the short shift up to third, get a smooth exit. Now into the chicane. Getting very wide in the first part, but look at a nice change of direction. Clipping all the apexes. He's held off Marcus to go for the final corner. And into the second half of this race. It's McDonald leading. But he's under pressure from Marcus. He does the fast out though. 49.8. Good final sector. No, Marcus has dropped back. Almost 3/4 of a second behind now. He's got Bassini steady in third, holding off Morbidelli. And Oliveira maybe. That was not a very good first corner, outbreaking himself, McDonald. And it shows in the gap after the first sector. Lost around the 10th. Could be much worse though. Goes into the middle sector. Just making sure he's hitting all these apexes. Making sure he's not spinning up that rear tyre as well. As you look at the tyre situation on the right hand side. Barely anything has been worn. So on the medium tyres again. Could maybe get away with softs around here. How these tyres are wearing. We've got almost a second head of Marcus now. Under this side as he cut too much curb on the inside. Going up the hill. Now down the back straight. There's also in the Malaysian out from 24th. It's not going to be scoring points today. Well, McDonald definitely is 7/10 of a second ahead of Marcus. The gap's remaining stable in this lap. But he really did nail this Mickey Mouse section at the end of the lap. So we go into the left. Trying to carry some speed through the chicane. And into the final corner. Nice hooks up that apex. As it's go time for McDonald. As you said, it's another 49.8. Very consistent. Now 1.6 ahead of Marcus. Has he broken the charge on the Mark VDS man? As he charged into victory as well on his debut on this KTM as well. There's Olivia up to third out Bassini. Where is Morbidelli? Big question for the championship. There's a double KTM podium as well. Don't think they said that in their Moto2 history. As he shot the bike at the corner. And take two tighter line there. Not carrying enough speed on the exit. So going to the left, hooking up that apex. Watch out for the wheel spin on the exit. Nicely done, smoothly done as well. And all clips the outside curb. Almost down, it felt like. As he's 2 seconds ahead of Marcus. And he's holding on to this bike as McDonald in his penultimate lap. So I'm getting a bit more towards ragged than confident. But I've reined it in slightly. Is that such an awkward transition onto this hairpin? Much more natural with the old flowing circuit. It's old Bassini fighting back against Oliveira. Italian does love a fight. And he does love getting podiums as well. And again, that's good for the championship for McDonald. With his new teammate is off the podium. Increase that gap to him. Gap to Marcus as well. With 5 points behind, he can just hold on in his final lap. Another dream debut. This KTM, but he does a 50.1 despite being a bit messy at that. Gap has remained stable to markers behind. So using all the engine braking he can to clip that first apex, clip that second. Nicely done. And so there he gets past Bassini into that first corner at the end of the front stretch. And that shows in the time. Look at that. Almost 4 tenths gain in those first couple corners just by nailing those apexes from McDonald over markers. It's now excellent. Got to be so careful with the power as the tyres are now halfway worn. Sliding the bike into the left hand. I don't want to be doing that too much. And he's riding smoothly. For the championship, this could be a very important race with Morbidelli not on the podium. And Nakagami not scoring any points. Japanese rider crashing from 12th. Oh, that is disappointing to see. Look at Alcimone Corsi continues point scoring streak. At the beginning of this year, he's been very good as the Italian. And that speed up could allow someone else to sneak in as well. That's McDonald. He's just been keeping markers at an arm's length in the second half of this race. Other than a brief battle in the middle period. And then slightly wide and being a bit slightly messy as well. He's ridden smoothly enough though. Well enough on this KTM to go for the final corner. And start raising his hand in victory. As McDonald wins in Spain again. Beautiful ride on his debut for KTM. And what a pickup for them. Maybe has. He wins by 3.3 seconds. Set his fastest lap on the final lap of 49.7. With Oliviera making a double KTM podium in third. Just a couple tenths of a second ahead. Bassini with Morbidelli down in fifth. 1.3 seconds ahead of Luti. 1.4 off a podium. They've had 9 in 7th. Xavi in 8th. Agata with a great finish in 9th on the Suter. Corsi in 10th on the speed up. Told you that Italian is riding well, just beating Quartararo to that position. Then Isaac Vinales is getting home points in 12th. Baldassari down in 13th. Brad Binder scoring points on his KTM in 14th, making a superb race for the Austrian manufacturer. With Remy Gardner securing the final point, just little Shirota by a tenth of a second. There's Nakagami in 17th with Surin at the back. So in the championship we have a new leader as Patrick McDonald's ahead of Franco Morbidelli by 4 points after his victory. Morbidelli down in 5th with Alex Marquez less than a race for him behind though in 3rd, 19 points back, and Olivia just over a race for him behind in 4th, 31 points behind, with Bassini in 5th, 3 points ahead of Luti. Baldassari in 7th, Bagnaia 8th, Xavi 9th. Nakagami holds on to his top 10 position despite his non-point score ahead of Quartararo, with Agata up to 12th ahead of Luca Marini. And further down we've got Isaac Vinales up to 17th ahead of Danny Kent, Marcel Shirota and Remy Gardner, with Brad Binder his first points for the season up to 21st and best of, or last of the point scorers should I say, with Xavier Simon the best. The number scorers now in 22nd is the Belgium out of 33 riders, with Locatelli in the wooden spoon spot. As in the constructors standards, Kelix 55 points ahead of KTM as Patrick McDonald now taking points that he earned on the Kelix with this KTM now, with Tech 3 in 3rd, 19 points ahead of Suter, just 13 points ahead of Speed Up. So yes, no wonder he's ecstatic. And Gamble making a mid-season move to his one of his main rivals, and it has paid off handsomely here in the circuit of Barcelona-Catalunya, isn't it? Psych. Marquez and Olivia will be exchanging tales about this McDonald bloke taking all the victories now, maybe. Clones are very happy. As yes, perfect rotation weekend, and with now 3 victories in a row, can Patrick McDonald keep this streak up and extend his championship lead round the classic TT circuit Assen in the Netherlands? As here we are about to go for 2 flying laps with Patrick McDonald, the championship leader now in Moto2. What a difference a season makes, where he's struggling to get into the top 5 last season. Now he's the guy that everyone will be chasing down heading to the halfway mark of his 2nd season in Moto2. And he's showing superb adaptability to this KTM already. Let's see if you can show it round a circuit, which is again a favourite of McDonald's. Bit tight and twisty in this first section, but it really does open up, especially at the last part after that with those fast sweeping bends. Here we go through the first very fast corners. Being a bit cautious on kind of his warm-up lap, we would say. Well, he really guns it on the second lap. But so far, halfway through this lap, not too bad, clipping all the apexes. And the brakes responding superbly on this KTM. And this effort, don't want to be hitting that inside curve too much though. And they go for the second right, building the speed up. For now we attack these sweeping bends at the end of this lap. And nicely through that right hand, and now here we go. Do not lift. Now lift into the final left hander. And then into the final chicane. Where we've seen so much drama over the years. Well, you see that again in this Moto2 race. Such a good passing spot, especially if we get a good run through those fast S's. That's a 40.1 for McDonald. And ideally, you want to be in the 39s maybe. Let's see what he can do on his second effort. He wasn't too bad on his first effort, maybe just a bit slow in a couple of places, too high gearing in a couple as well. So you go into one of the slowest corners on the calendar, under 40 miles per hour. To the left hand, and now we rejoin the older circuit. Snicker that quarter of a second up on his second effort. The track got modified around a decade ago to have that slower section at the beginning of the lap. Before then you had a bit more of a faster first sector, much like the rest of that, more faster focus. Some corners have been tight up as well in the past decade. It was all running a bit wide into the left-hander, but still he was caught a second up in that last split, which would be into the 39s. It's all taken all the curve now. He's lost a 10th. That's a much better run heading into these fast S-bends. And a bit wide into the left cane, so much speed. Broke round way too late. Even the engine breakage could save him. That's a nice smooth exit through the chicane as he crossed the line with a 40 flat. As that leads the second row ahead of his teammate Olivier and Piscini, and it was a 39.9 he needed as Alex Marquez takes pole by 0.003 of a second ahead of Morbidelli Veluti in third. Then on the third row got Baldassari, Nakagami, Shorto, Musabi rounding out the top 10 with Ika at the back. So can Patrick McDonald charge through the field and grab another victory? As here we are looking at the grid with Marcus Morbidelli and Veluti on the front row. Then Owen still in fourth. He'll be right at home with the Dutch fans with the blue and orange colours has looking further down. You got Pons, Quartararo, Xavier Simon, and perhaps his home round to Belgium in 19th. Looking further back, there's Brad Binder, the other KTM leading the 9th row in 23rd, with usual suspects right at the back. As they are revving up the engine, waiting for the lights to appear and go out for this 6-lap race. Decent mark for the Mark VDS boys, but look at Olivier, a great start. Looking to pass Luti. In the pass McDonald, but he holds it round the outside. As here comes Piscini. The Italian charging on the opening up again. Looks like Luti's got past Marquez. McDonald slid past the Spaniard, but oh, he's gone a bit wide. That allowed Piscini go by him. Not quite. So it holds the inside. Oh, and here comes Marquez now down the inside of Piscini. Oh, a bit in the dirt, but he holds on 2 third ahead of his rival from the last race. As you got Morbidelli back on top where he needs to finish. That's the Italian. Then we've got Luti. And then we've got the championship leader in forward. With Marcus in 4th, Piscini in 5th. Looks like Olivier got shuffled back out at the top 5. Or should we say back into the top 5 ahead of Pacini. Let's settle down in this opening lap. Looks like Morbidelli running slightly wide. Luti having a little think. This Interwetter machine. The first time the ex-teammates will be battling each other. And different machinery for the first time in a while. Oh, Nico McDonald just eases past Luti like he isn't even there. That wasn't much of a battle, Thomas. Why wouldn't you like that as a teammate? McDonald, maybe you would have stayed if you were. As we go into the second lap. And now you've got the title contenders battling. Morbidelli and McDonald for the win. The blue team third, half a second back. We've got Alex Marquez in third. He's also still in the title hunt. Of course, McDonald did the fast down opening at 44 flat. It's all Quartararo crashes from 14th, does the Frenchman. As all Morbidelli defends the inside. Or tries to do the outside. He's doing the cut back here. Getting a good run on this back straight. Heading towards these fast S-bends. He's going to be leading. And this time Madonna's got around the outside of Morbidelli. About breaks himself a bit into the first right hand. That means he goes right into the left. That was Morbidelli back by. Well, that's just the first round of this battle though. There's Stefano Manzi down. His VR46 machine from 30th. Italian having a torrid season once again. So here's McDonald through this double right. Not very good around it. But it's all about that final part. If you can get a good run into these S-bends, just like he has. And look at that flat out. Through the right hand. And he just propels him round the outside of Morbidelli. Great bravery from the KTM rider, and he holds on to the bike into the left-hander. That might be the move that wins it. But we have to see for the rest of this race as he operates himself into the chicane. Mark is up to third over Luti. As he gone to the third lap. Morbidelli is very close. Oh, Morbidelli's extremely close. Barges into McDonald. Not very happy with that move, obviously. 41.2 from McDonald the previous lap, fastest lap. And he quickly reasserts himself in the lead and then runs wide. But the elbow going into the left-hander. You're taking the outside line. Morbidelli cuts him off though, trying to do the cut back. Oh, the Italian's feisty today, maybe taking tips off his fellow countryman Pacini. To go into the fast bends. I thought Madonna might have won the race with that move, but of course I was speaking too early. Got the reigning champ here in head, Franco Morbidelli. Head off the charge of McDonald of Marcus last season. He's holding off the pair today. So far though. Not even at half distance. As Olivier up to fourth ahead of Luti. Thomas dropping back during the race again. Just not able to keep the pace up in the Interwetter machine. Maybe another reason why McDonald moved as well. Needing a bit more strength in these KTM bikes, which are very strong in the second half of races. It seems like the Interwetter machine, particularly in Luti hands, just falls back in the second half. Let's go into the final chicane. And the top two. Almost elbow to elbow as we cross into the second half of this race. Not with a superb run on Morbidelli. Tries to outbrake him into the first corner. But the Italian holds it round the outside. Nicely done. As now here's McDonald sliding into the right hander. Goes wide though. That was Morbidelli down the inside. Now will Morbidelli let him do the cut back, trying to hold the apex. Says, oh, another Italian is down. Locatelli from 31st. The wooden spoon holder at the moment. Right, the opposite end of the field. Nicholas elbow going into the fast right. McDonald backs off. Morbidelli not very happy about losing his championship lead, is he? In Spain last time out. This is definitely a bounce-back performance with Marquez around a second behind his battling pair. Could he catch up? He's final couple of laps to them. As this is the section where Morbidelli seems to be a bit better than McDonald, especially if McDonald breaks and someone slides wide like that. But then McDonald's faster through the S's coming up with these fast sweepers. So much braver on his KTM. Let's see how brave he's going to be this time. Half a second behind. Oh, almost goes into the back of Morbidelli. And really has to get out of the throttle to avoid going into his title rival. Goes onto the dirt. And through the chicane again, it's just status quo. He's gone to penultimate lap of the race. McDonald frustrated by Morbidelli maybe. Being stuck behind the Italian. Even though he feels he's a bit faster. Marquez just keeping a watching brief of these two. So McDonald has a little look into the first right. Morbidelli always takes that wide sweeping line into the second right. McDonald trying to take advantage of that. And then into the hairpin, taking that wide line again, trying to be smooth on the power. Not the best run. So once again he kicks up the dirt. He's going to get a little bit of a slipstream now heading into the fast sweepers. Oh, Olivio up to third head of Marquez. We get another double KTM podium. And once again, Olivia being strong in the second half of the race. It's always in McDonald going into the right-hander. And Olivia gaining on this pair. Maybe they have to watch out in the final lap. It looks like Morbidelli's holding on from McDonald. At the time being the four-man of Moto2. Struggling again in that right-hander. Going to the second right, really hook up that apex. Now through the fast sweepers, he's the 10th further back than he was the previous lap. But he's got a much better run heading into the left, down the inside of Morbidelli. They touch. They both survive. What the hell? And I really had to put out that move. Let's go into the final out of the race through the chicane. McDonald has a little look. Morbidelli a bit all over the place after that touch. Has he gone to the final lap? Don't going to slide down the inside, is he? He does. He's finally had the Italian again. As Marquez up to third head of Oliveira. And then McDonald goes very wide into the right-hander again. So it's KTM versus Smart VDS for the win, for the podium. And at the moment, Smart VDS winning. But we're not about to change that, is he? He's got a superb run off the hairpin. And he's pulled in front of Morbidelli before the fast sweepers. Can he finally take these correctly? Looks like he can. And look at Morbidelli right in his tail. And to defend into the right-hander. The Italian takes a look with half a lap to go. The nose to tail. You can't even put a piece of paper between them. As now here we go into the right-hander. Can he finally hook this up? Or he goes slightly wide. But that out Morbidelli down the inside into the second right. The Italian's trying. But McDonald holds it round the outside. And now we're going into his section. Into these fast left-handers. Now just that chicane to go. Can he hold on? As he goes for the left, right. And he wins in Holland after a superb battle with Morbidelli. He just had the speed on that final lap. He had the class and he wins by 1.5 seconds. And he gets the fastest lap as well ahead of Morbidelli. Keeps up his 100% record as well on the KTM. With Olivia once again making a KTM double podium in third. Beating Marquez. That is one up for KTM over Mark VDS in this race. With Lutin 5th, Passini 6th, Baldizzi 7th, Bagnaia 8th. Marini returns to form in 9th ahead of Zabi with Agata in 11th. Another good finish on that Suter. Nakagami 12th, Danny Kent 13th. Corsi with more points on the speed up in 14th. And Schrotter in 15th ahead of Xavier Simon by around a second 1.5 with Locatelli at the back. So in the championship, McDonald extends his lead to 9 points over Morbidelli, with Marquez over a race win behind now on 31 back. 9 points ahead of Oliveira, with Martini still holding on to that top 5 position by a couple of points ahead of Luti. As Luca Marini up to 11th now, ahead of Agata and Quartararo. Then he can up to 15th ahead of Pons, Cortese and Isaac Vinales. And right at the back is still Locatelli. As in constructors standings, it's a 2 race win lead for Calix over KTM. 190 plays 140, with Tech 3 in third, 55 points, 20 ahead of Suter, 16 ahead of Speed Up. As yes, much relief for McDonald, I think, after the race. A fantastic battle, maybe a bit tired as well, battling Morbidelli with Oliveira, maybe exchanging war stories in the background while McDonald celebrates as another perfect weekend and a perfect episode once again. As can McDonald keep the streak going as we head to the halfway mark of the season round the Sachsenring in Germany, and then begin the second half of the season in Brno in the Czech Republic. What a performance from Patrick McDonald. What a battle with Morbidelli as well in the Netherlands. Will we see more of that in the next episode? Well, sound fortune and find out next time. I'll see you then.